The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
We want the large ones. Having a 320 megawatt facility just opens up those conversations to have with the Googles, with the Anthropics, those people that are looking for these massive amounts of electricity to secure the data and to be able to really put ourselves in another level in terms of talking to customers.
All right, welcome back inside our Proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Darcy Daubaras. He is the Chief Financial Officer for Hive Digital Technologies. And Darcy, good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing great, Steve. Good to be here.
Good. Good to have you along. Big news out from the company announcing that you have basically signed a deal to get a piece of land that will give you more megawatts, and this time in the province of Ontario.
That's right. Yeah. No, this is something that we've been working on for quite a while. It's two parcels of land that are contiguous, about 25 hectares, and it's right along the Toronto to Waterloo corridor there in Ontario. We've been, securing, this space. It's got about 320 megawatts of assigned energy to it, which is huge for us to be able to develop this land and have it be a real flagstone for us moving forward by business within Canada.
Yeah, you're putting together a large amount of potential GPUs, like up to 100,000, I've heard. So this is not going to be a small site, but something that's desperately needed in Canada.
It really is. We've got so much intelligence here in Canada in terms of the AI side, some very intelligent people, but we got to make sure that we've got the data centers also. And for us to be able to secure this, it helps from the Canadian sovereignty and to be honest, the Canadian security. It's Canadian security that we're looking at here. We want to make sure that we provide the data, the processing to keep Canada secure, whether that's from a defense point of view, keep us secure from a medical point of view, have that data within Canada and this corridor and this opportunity that we've been working on for a long, long time. We're glad to be able to announce it, and we're really excited about it.
Well, what does this do, Darcy, for the company itself? You mentioned it's 320 megawatts. That really puts the company in another stratosphere as far as what you're going to be able to do from not only North America but around the world.
Absolutely, Steve. And this, secures our Canadian sovereignty play that we're doing. This is a massive amount of energy. If we take a look at what we've got right now with some of our smaller facility, we had purchased one about a year ago near the Toronto airport. That's about 7 megawatts. Some of the other people that we're going or Bell facilities that we're going into, that's 1 megawatt, it's 4 megawatts. This is so that you can bring in and attract those very large customers if we go down that path, the large hyperscalers to be able to say, look, we're not looking for small amounts. We want the large ones. Having a 320 megawatt facility just opens up those conversations to have with the Googles, with the Anthropics, those people that are looking for these massive amounts of electricity to secure the data and to be able to really put ourselves in another level in terms of talking to customers.
And as far as timeline is concerned, I was reading second half of 2027 is what you're hoping for, and it's that's going to be the build out.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we still need to do. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've done a lot of the back end work, whether it's working with construction companies in terms of trying to figure out how we're going to build it. But that's the timeline that we're putting forward right now. So much of it has to do with the backlog. If there's a supply chain, no matter what anybody's wanting within Canada, supply chain is a big piece of it. But that's what we're targeting is the 2027 as we've talked about, and we're really excited about it. It's going to get a lot of support here, from the builders, from some large people. And I think once you've got this energy and you've got the momentum, all we can do is continue to push this forward. And I think a lot of people are going to want to get behind us to make this a reality.
All right, Darcy, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much. Good update from you, and we'll keep an eye on this story for sure.
Perfect. Thanks, Steve. Have a great day.
You as well. Darcy Daubaras, the Chief Financial Officer for Hive Digital Technologies.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors, or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.